Hi, I am back. I am Maria Maye, as I am known in my hometown and by my family. I am here to tell you the tale of Quetzalcóatl in English that I just shared in Spanish. This is a legend or a tale of one of the gods in during the Aztec time that is that has a beautiful palace in Teotihuacan in Mexico City. This is the feathered serpent, and this is here in current Mexico City, where the pyramid of the sun and the moon are. I've been here several times. These are pictures that I took. Um, we're going to be talking about the importance of the staple food of the Aztec and the Mayan, as it was for the Native Americans and many other people. Um, I have set out a little bit of a display for you that I shared, and I'd like to tell you about it. I have here. You're gonna see this in the story. Um, the metate or the grinding stone, where hola Marisela, thank you for watching. Where the people even today in Mexico, when I go visit, we always go to the corner places where they food this delicious homemade food, and they grind the corn. They make the masa or the dough, and they pat it or they press it with one of these presses, and then they put it in the griddle, and it comes out fresh, smelling delicious, and then they fill it with whatever you ask. They are really delicious because they're brand really fresh. And we know them here more as the chips that we have. There's all kinds of different types of colors of chips. I got just the blue and the yellow for now. But there are other colors of corn also, as you will learn, or you've probably seen. Uh, I also, let's see. So I got the masa or the flour to make tortillas. Let me see if I could point it to you. It's on this side. It's behind right here. This is for cornmeal, and the back is to make tortillas or to make the tamal dough, to make tamales. We also can pat our gorditas, the thicker tortillas, or we can um, use our tortilla press to press our tortillas and cook them in the griddle and make our tacos or enchiladas, whatever we like. Let me see what else I can show you. Um, the 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 Aztec and the Maya were amazing farmers. They created floating gardens, which are called chinampas. They are in Mexico City. If you look chinampas up, you'll see how beautiful they are. Um, and you can ride in them today. They each have a name. I've been on them maybe 2 or 3 times. It's really cool to be there. But in the chinampas, they grew all kinds of floating gardens, so that the Maya, the Aztec, could grow enough food to feed their enormous population, which at its peak was 200,000 people. So they were very smart. The Maya invented the concept of zero. They were amazing astronomers with just a Y stick, like a slingshot, a stick. They would put it up and they would measure and look at the stars, and they could tell the exact time when the seasons would change, so they could do their ceremonies where they would plant, and when it was good to go to war. So they were amazing astronomers. They also were great writers. All the buildings or the temples at Teotihuacan that I've been in, and many others, they got their hieroglyphs with the beautiful murals that they painted to tell their stories. Um, they were just amazing, amazing people. They grew all kinds of great things. One of the things that they did grow also and invented was the cacao or the chocolate. So if you like chocolate, thank the Mayas because they got that from the cacao tree. And so when I was in Costa Rica, they showed us the whole process on how to turn that plant into the chocolate. So I have that in a PowerPoint that I will share with you soon here. So you'll get to see that, a little bit of that process. But today I just wanted to share with you my ancestors, the Aztec and the Maya. So for today, I wore this beautiful hand hand stitched dress from the Maya people in Chichen Itza, which is one of the wonders of the world. It has a skirt, it's really beautiful. And I've got my Mayan jewelry with jade, the jade, that was precious to the Maya and the Aztec. These I got in Puebla. So I have all this jewelry that I love to wear during this Cinco de Mayo or 16 de Septiembre to celebrate my culture. And I'll share some more that I brought because I have a good collection of them. But anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to show you, let's see what else. Oh, I will show you at the end with the corn. Well, maybe I'll do it now. I boiled some corn. You can also roast it, as you know, when you're having a cookout. I love it roasted too. But I boiled some corn in this pot, took it out, put some butter on it, and when it's nice and hot, the butter melts really good. This is one of my brushes from Mexico. It's good to scrub vegetables, and it's a good brush to put butter on things. Then I put this tajin, which is the chili with lemon, which makes everything delicious from fruit to vegetables. And some people add mayonnaise. They ask you, ¿quiere con mayonesa? ¿Quiere con chile, mantequilla? So it comes out really delicious. Some people take the kernels off and they put it in a cup and they mix up all this stuff. But this makes it really, really delicious. I'm going to have it as soon as I'm done with you because it's really, really good. So let me start with a story, and I will continue saying more. One of the things that I didn't share is right here is the corn husk for the corn I just cooked. And with those, artisans in Mexico make these beautiful dolls and other art that they do with things that are part of Mexico's heritage, which is corn. So there's all kinds of things that you can do. And this is my corn god that I got from Acuña when I was in Del Rio. I crossed the border, and that's Acuña. And when I was walking around, I saw this, and so I got it. It was many years ago. I think it was in the 80s. I've had it since. I think that's it. There's a chile, you can grind your chiles to make different things. There's the mango, the calabacita, the squash, all of the things that the Mayans used to grow. Just beautiful baskets of things. Let me see, there was a picture that I had. When you go to the marketplaces, you'll see the indigenous people selling all of their fruit, their dresses, their hand embroidered dresses, and all kinds of beautiful things that they are. They're very talented. So here this lady is selling, and at the same time she's knitting, crocheting, I don't know what you call it, when she's doing these designs on something that she will sell, probably a blouse. So anyway, it's beautiful and colorful, and it's just wonderful to be at those marketplaces. All right, Quetzalcóatl, Tale of Corn. Now I will share this in English. This is Legends from Mexico and Central America, retold by Marilyn Park and Sharon Panic. Illustrations by Lynn Castle. So I got this from some friends because they knew how much I loved the indigenous culture. All right. Throughout the ages, stories of Quetzalcóatl have been part of the Maya, Aztec, and Mexican cultures. Over the years, these stories were subject to different interpretations, first by the native people themselves, and later by the Spanish missionary friars, who established the first written record of these legends. Historians, anthropologists, and ethnographers continue to refine these early interpretations. The author's intent in this series is to revive the spirit of oral tradition in a format available to children. So storytelling is great, and having these books of culture so the kids can be proud of who they are is very important to show the kids that being from Mexican heritage is something to be proud of and nothing to be ashamed of, especially when they are told to go home. We're actually at home because this used to be our land, and we have lots to be proud of. Quetzalcoatl is a mythical figure to the Mesoamerican people, the region including Mexico and Central America. He is considered to be kind and gentle and known for helping his people in time of need. According to Mesoamerican legend, Tonacatepetl, or the Mountain of Sustenance, was the secret storage place of maize or corn, the food of the gods. There's that illustration. And it says, Quetzalcoatl the priest gathered the children around the fire. He told them a story of the old days of his ancestor, Quetzalcoatl, the god. He told them first that Quetzalcoatl often took the form of a feathered serpent or bird snake, that he once followed a trail of ants to Tonacatepetl, the mountain of sustenance, to help find food for his people. This is the story that he told. So the feathered serpent is a serpent with feathers, and there's lots to learn about Quetzalcoatl, because Quetzalcoatl was who the Mexicans, the Aztec, confused Cortez with. They thought he was that god that swore he would return, and so they were very nice to it and gave them a welcome and showed them all their gold, and then they were deceived and everything was stolen and they were defeated. So here's the story. Dicen que, they say that long ago there was no food for the people. Let me see how I had this one, because I wanted you to see my background. Now it's a little bit different. Let me see. There. Okay, I'll put it right here. They say that long ago there was no food for the people on the earth. Sometimes we have those hard times when there's no food, like during the depression of to the 1930s, and now because of the pandemic, there's people without jobs, and so people are going to food pantries. So this is one of those times of hardship for the Maya. The people begged, the children cried, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, heard their sadness. Quetzalcoatl wanted very much to help the people that he loved. One day, Quetzalcoatl followed a trail of ants to Tonacatepetl, the mountain of sustenance, where the gods stored their food. There he met an army of giant red ants who were standing guard over a spectacular array of corn. So they were guarding it because corn was their most valued treasure. Quetzalcoatl asked the ants for some kernels of corn, to which they replied, "My maize is food for the gods. Why do you want it?" "My people are hungry," said Quetzalcoatl. Are your people gods?" asked the red army ants. "No," said Quetzalcoatl. "They are simply hungry people who live on earth." "It doesn't matter that the people of the earth are hungry," said the stubborn ants. "This corn is only for the gods." They don't want to give it to anybody except for the gods. "The people of the earth will starve unless they get some food," said Quetzalcoatl. There's a beautiful colored corn. I bet you've seen some of this during Thanksgiving. You've seen the different colored corn. I just read here that there's other colors that I had not heard of. Something that I have learned from this book. "I must help my people," Quetzalcoatl said to himself. So he was not letting go of the fact that he needed to do something. Quetzalcoatl spread his powerful jade-covered wings encircled Tonacatepet and the mountain of sustenance. He needed time to think. So see his jade-colored wings? Those are from the bird, the Quetzal, which is the color of the jade that they would wear as gods and princesses. And the wings are like the Quetzal bird from the jungle. "If I can turn myself into an ant," Quetzalcoatl thought, "I can take some corn back to the people on the earth." So there he transformed into this ant. Not a red ant, a different kind of ant. Still with wings. Quetzalcoatl flew to the pyramid at the peak of the mountain of sustenance. There he secretly turned himself into an immense black ant and cautiously crawled over to the red ant army. He asked to see their corn. The giant red ants were very proud of their treasure and eagerly took Quetzalcoatl ant to the storeroom, where they opened the enormous storeroom doors. There, Quetzalcoatl ant saw corn of many colors: red, yellow, white, blue, purple, brown, orange, and black. See, those are the colors I had not heard of or even seen. It would be great to see those. I've only seen a few colors on those kernels when I buy them for Thanksgiving for decoration. "Could I hold some of this beautiful corn?" Quetzalcoatl ant asked. "I would like to get a better look. I've never seen maize with so many lovely colors." This Quetzalcoatl is pretty intelligent, pretty smart. The giant ant smiled proudly and handed Quetzalcoatl a kernel of each color. So you know that a kernel is a seed. So if he's taking one of each, guess what he's going to do with those seeds? With corn kernels in each hand, Quetzalcoatl ant quickly turned himself back into the feathered serpent. And now, guess where he's going with those precious seeds? He swooped away with the precious corn. There he goes as Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. The people of the earth roasted the maize, ground it into meal, baked cakes, and made delicious tortillas. They thanked Quetzalcoatl for bringing corn to the hungry people. So see the lady right here grinding on the metate or the grinding stone. And here this other lady is spreading them by clapping her hands together. Different ways of making tortillas. And then there's a tortilla press that I showed you. That's right behind me right here. Okay, so now the people were no longer starving. Quetzalcoatl tells of ancient legends of Mexico and Central America that have been passed down through the ages primarily by oral traditions. So these are all legends from long ago. Now you can introduce young children to these wonderful stories, providing a sensitive portrayal of his rich and significant culture. So kids can begin to feel proud of who they are and who their ancestors are and all that their ancestors knew and contributed to the world because they were immensely intelligent. The Maya and the Aztec, like I told you, they were amazing farmers. Even though they landed or they found the emblem of their flag with the serpent perched on a cactus, an eagle perched on a cactus devouring a serpent. That's where they were to build that's where they were to settle. So when they found that this was a lake, so they needed more land than water from the lake. So they invented floating gardens when they put together reeds and mud and dirt, and they weaved all those together, and they were floating gardens. They made huge numbers of them, and they had castaways where they would come in their canoes and get on the islands and harvest and then put in the canoes and take them to the people. So they invented floating gardens to feed their over 200,000 inhabitants. And they were so careful that everybody took just what they wanted. They did not pollute the land. They had a system of taking only what they needed, and they cleaned up after themselves. So they never wasted anything. They used everything and took everything that they had, like the corn husks, and to weave things, to make baskets. Right now I have my computer kind of propped in this basket that's Mexican. So they used all kinds of things. I showed you the doll. So they used all kinds of things. They recycled, they didn't waste. And so they also were amazing astronomers with a slingshot V shaped stick. They would put that between the planets, and they could predict when the seasons would change so they could farm, when they could have special ceremonies. They knew the cycles of the moon and the sun, and they knew precisely when the sun would go through a small window in their pyramids. I saw this in Tulum at the Maya Riviera, where the sun would come through this window and you could see the rays come through, and that would give them an idea of the changing season or a time to start something. They were really amazing, intelligent people. They were amazing writers. They have written hieroglyphs in all of their buildings that tells their story. Let me see what else. They were just great builders. You know, the pyramids that they built, they're amazing. The pyramid of the sun and the moon, they're just incredible. I'll tell you more about them. I've been there about 3 or 4 times. They're just amazing, gigantic, massive buildings, and beautiful. Like this is part, I don't have the rest of it, but this is part of one of the temples. Can you imagine carving that out with stones that they brought from far away? So this is a great way to show pride, to teach kids where they come from so they can be proud of their culture, and maybe want to buy books about this and learn more about them. If you watch this or if you have other stories, make sure to share with kids so they can know about their background. Let's see. Hey Marisela, I said hi. Thank you for watching me. Hola Rosy. Hola Maruca, me dice. Thank you for watching. So good to have you watch. I will call you sometime. Marisela, I'll contact you too. We need to update. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to eat my corn. Let me see, what time is it? Um, it's almost lunchtime. Maybe I'll have that corn with a little bit of lunch. But I hope you enjoyed my story and my artifacts. I have something exciting to tell you. Hang on a second. I need a little bit, a sip of water. So, I wanted to share these good news. Do you guys know the store that sells books tattered cover? Well, here in Denver, there's several all over Denver. And through my group that I'm a part of for authors and mentors, it's Calma. We are authors, Colorado authors. Um, they contacted the Calma organization because they want Latino voices, Latino books, and authors in the Tattered Cover bookstore. Tattered Cover is a national branch, so that's a pretty big deal that they want more Latino books and Latino authors on their shelves. The guy said I need to hurry and publish my book, which is still with a publisher, but I haven't heard. I'm going to have to work on that. But anyway, one of the people called me because Calma mentioned my storytelling, and they want me to work with them to be a storyteller, I think, at their stores. So I think that's really a great honor. We'll see what becomes of that and see what I can do for them. The guy that called me was pretty excited about the things I do, so I'll keep you posted. Me contactó un señor que es dueño de una cadena nacional de libros, Tattered Cover, que es así muy popular aquí. Ahí se venden muchísimos libros, que quiere, ¿cómo se dice? Exhibir y tener libros latinos con mi organización de Calma, que son autores y mentores de aquí de Colorado, yo siendo una de ellas. Entonces, uno de mis colegas de este grupo mencionó mi cuento. Oh, Conchita is calling me from Puebla. Conchita, ahorita te hablo, ¿ok? Bye, bye. Me está llamando mi amiga Conchita de Puebla, ahorita le hablo. Um, me dijo que había escuchado que yo decía cuentos y que hacía este tipo de presentaciones y quiere que yo sea un cuentacuentos en esta tienda, que sería una gran oportunidad. Así que yo les tengo al tanto qué resulta de esto. Y si me voy a contar cuentos en esa tienda que es grandísima, una cadena grande, sería algo bueno para promover a los latinos en la cultura, a los autores mexicanos, latinos, y para mí misma, yo creo. Espero que resulte algo positivo. Es algo que a lo mejor se me abre una puerta para empezar a ser conocida en ese ambiente. Entonces, ahí les encargo que me deseen bien, send me good vibes to see what happens with Tattered Cover. Me voy a ir porque ya me llamaron 3 personas y ya casi es hora de comer y ya creo que me tomé media hora con esto, no tan largo como otras. So I'm going to say thank you, big hug, take care, start getting ready for Cinco de Mayo. I know here in Denver there's a great commotion, and my friends from Puebla and Mexico, they will be getting all ready for the big celebration. But with the pandemic, it might not be as big, but we'll see. I will celebrate with you here from home in a safe space, sharing my Mexican, indigenous, Aztec, Mayan artifacts and stories and pictures of my travels all through Mexico. So, yo después les compartiré la cultura latina, ya que no podemos salir tanto a través de este medio, así que estén al tanto. Espero que se encuentren todos bien. Un abrazo. Que se cuiden. Nos vemos y gracias. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Make sure your kids watch this. Okay. All right. Adios.